The drama in the WNBA has officially shattered the boundaries of the basketball court and spilled over into territory absolutely no one saw coming. For the past few months, the media, the fans, and even insiders within the league have been ruthlessly pushing a single, relentless narrative. Angel Reese is the ultimate villain of women's basketball. Think about it. We watched her get abruptly traded from the Chicago Sky in a move that shocked the fan base. We listened as her brand new teammates on the Atlanta Dream publicly described her as annoying before even stepping onto the practice court with her. And to add insult to injury, when the broadcast schedules were released, we saw Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever gifted a historic, unprecedented 44 nationally televised games, while Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream were handed a meager 28. The sports world laughed. They mocked the disparity. Everyone assumed that Angel Reese's career was on a rapid downward spiral, that the pressure, the hate, and the isolation would finally break her. But hold on to your seats, because the storyline just experienced an earth-shattering plot twist. Someone has just stepped into the arena to defend Angel, and it is a voice that the entire world stops to listen to. Former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, has unexpectedly inserted herself into this fiery basketball drama, and her message to the critics, the networks, and the haters was brutally direct and undeniably chilling. She simply said, "Don't mess with this girl." Just pause and process that for a second. When one of the most powerful, influential, and respected women on the planet publicly steps up to defend a 23-year-old basketball player, what does that actually mean? It means that the narrative being fed to us on our television screens is fundamentally flawed. It means that Angel Reese is being deliberately and meticulously painted as the antagonist just to elevate other players, specifically Caitlin Clark, as the undisputed golden girls of the league. But Michelle Obama was not about to sit back and watch this character assassination continue unchecked. In a move that completely blindsided the sports media industry, Michelle recently invited Angel Reese onto her highly publicized podcast. And the conversation that unfolded in that room, the raw truths that were exposed, completely ripped the mask off the double standards running rampant across ESPN and major sports networks. People were out there casually labeling Angel a locker room cancer. They were blaming her for the entire Courtney Vandersloot controversy in Chicago. But Michelle Obama dismantled every single one of those accusations with absolute precision. In this video, we are going completely behind the scenes. I am going to break down exactly what happened behind the closed doors of that podcast studio. What did Michelle Obama say that has Angel Reese's loudest critics suddenly sweating? And how will this unprecedented backing completely alter the landscape of the upcoming 2026 WNBA season? You need to stick around until the very end, because the reality of what this means for the league will genuinely shock you. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Angel Reese has been unfairly targeted by the league?
Let us dive straight into the heart of this explosive podcast episode that currently has the entire sports world in an absolute frenzy. Michelle Obama did not hold back. She opened the conversation with a statement that immediately shifted the energy in the room. Looking directly at Angel Reese, Michelle said, "I know exactly what it feels like when the entire world puts your every move, your every mistake, and your every emotion under a microscope." This was not just a generic word of encouragement, this was a profound connection. Michelle Obama understands better than almost anyone how the media machine operates. She knows exactly how quickly a strong, confident, unapologetic black woman can be unfairly slapped with labels like arrogant, difficult, or aggressive. Meanwhile, when players who fit a different mold
display the exact same fiery competitiveness on the court, they are praised for their passion and their will to win. Throughout the course of the interview, Michelle systematically destroyed the toxic narratives that have been suffocating Angel for the past 2 years. She directly addressed the messy fallout with the Chicago Sky and that infamous locker room cancer tag that the media loved to throw around. Michelle's perspective was eye-opening. She stated that when you demand excellence, when you refuse to back down, and when you challenge a comfortable status quo, people will naturally view you as the problem. But in reality, you aren't the problem. You are the catalyst for change. She praised Angel's incredible mental resilience. Just think about the sheer psychological weight this young woman carries. At 23, she faces thousands of hateful internet comments daily. She watches her own former franchise use her as a scapegoat for their structural failures. And yet, what does she do? She steps onto the hardwood every single night and dominates the glass, pulling down rebounds at a historic, all-star caliber rate. Then came the moment of the podcast that instantly generated headlines across the globe. Looking straight into the cameras, addressing the executives, the analysts, and the internet trolls, Michelle Obama delivered a chilling warning. She said, "Stop making a mockery of this young woman. She is building an empire. Don't mess with her. Because when she fully taps into her potential, all of you who are laughing right now will be left standing in absolute awe of her success." Those words sent shockwaves through the WNBA management offices. It was a massive wake-up call for the Indiana Fever fanbase as well. Michelle even subtly pointed out the blatant disrespect shown by the broadcasting networks. Giving one team 44 games and another team 28 isn't just a reflection of current ratings. It is a calculated decision about who the system wants to elevate and who the system wants to bury in a 3,000-seat gym in suburban Atlanta. Throughout the interview, Angel Reese didn't need to say much. The fire in her eyes spoke volumes. She finally realized she wasn't fighting this battle alone. Having a global icon standing fiercely in your corner changes everything. This podcast wasn't a simple PR stunt. It was a loud, undeniable declaration of war against everyone who prematurely wrote Angel Reese off.
Now, we have to ask the most critical question of all. What is the actual fallout of this Michelle Obama effect? And how is it going to radically transform the 2026 WNBA season? Guys, we are already seeing the impact unfold in real time. The moment this podcast hit the internet and went viral, you could practically feel the panic emanating from the Atlanta Dream's PR department. Remember that infamous press conference where Ryan Howard and Naz Hillman boldly called Angel annoying? Suddenly, the tone out of Atlanta is shifting drastically. When a player walks into a locker room carrying the undeniable backing of a cultural titan like Michelle Obama, her teammates are instantly forced to recalibrate. They realize they can either fight this massive wave of momentum or ride it, but they can no longer disrespect it. And what about those 28 nationally televised games that everyone was mocking just a few days ago? Those games are now guaranteed to pull in skyrocketing, off-the-charts viewership numbers. Why? Because the audience isn't just tuning in to watch regular season basketball anymore. They are tuning in to watch the highly publicized villain who just received the ultimate presidential-level pardon. Fans, haters, and casual viewers alike will be glued to their screens, desperate to see if Angel Reese can take this newfound, immense pressure and channel it into a monstrous performance on the court. And the drama doesn't stop in Atlanta. Over in Illinois,
the Chicago Sky front office, the very people who thought they pulled off a brilliant, clean slate by trading her away, are now operating under a suffocating amount of pressure. When the Chicago Sky and the Atlanta Dream finally face off this season, it is going to be cinematic. That matchup is destined to be one of the most fiercely watched, deeply scrutinized games in the entire history of the WNBA. Courtney Vandersloot and the rest of the Chicago roster will have to step onto the floor and look into the eyes of an Angel Reese who is more focused, more enraged, and more fiercely protected than ever before. On the flip side of the league, Caitlin Clark's newly announced strategy of playing more off the ball is about to be severely stress-tested. If Caitlin experiences even a slight learning curve or struggles to adapt to her new dynamic, and meanwhile, Angel Reese is out in Atlanta dropping consistent, vicious double-doubles every single night, that 44 versus 28 game debate is going to explode all over again. And this time, the broadcast networks will have absolutely nowhere to hide and no excuses left to give. The bottom line is this, guys. Do not make the fatal mistake of treating Angel Reese like an underdog anymore. She absorbed unimaginable levels of hate over her first 2 seasons, but now she is weaponizing that exact hate. Michelle Obama's powerful endorsement has effectively made Angel bulletproof. Whether the WNBA establishment likes it or not, the redemption tour of Angel Reese is rapidly shaping up to be the most compelling, must-watch storyline of 2026. So, what is your take on this massive shift? Was Michelle Obama right to step into the WNBA drama? Will Angel Reese silence her critics and dominate this season, or do you still think the Chicago Sky made the right move? Drop your raw, unfiltered opinions down in the comments section, because I am reading every single one of them. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, and for the absolute most ruthless, honest WNBA updates on YouTube, hit subscribe and turn on those notifications. I will see you all in the next video. Stay sharp.